Hello to everyone out there in the internet world. My name is HannahVonStevens, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in once again to the limited series Home with Hannah. In this series, I will be talking to some of my best drag friends and getting to know them just a little bit better. We'll be talking about how they got started, their hopes and dreams, and some of their favorite moments from their drag careers. Today's guest has been doing drag for over 20 years. She has been on several bar casts throughout East Tennessee and has won multiple crowns, including Tennessee US of A at large in 2005, and in her free time loves to produce and play music. Please welcome to the show my friend Ondreah Montrose.
Hello, everyone.
So I'm really excited to talk to you and get to know you a little bit better, Miss Ondreah Montrose.
Indeed.
We have worked together for how long? About a year now?
A little over a year.
Yeah. So you've been doing drag for a long time, right? So how long have you been doing drag?
Since February of 1998.
1990. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I was a child then.
So was I.
That's awesome. So what got you started?
I said that I would never do it. That's how it happened. I
You said that you would never do it, but then you ended up doing it.
Yes. My boyfriend at the time took me, and I think he did drag a little bit too, but
Okay.
I didn't know anything about that when we were together.
So when you started, did you just go to the wig store and get a wig, or did you go to the dollar store and get some makeup? Like, how did you get started? Did you have somebody to help you or anything?
Oh God. Okay. So Carmen Michaels and
Can you provide me a picture of these people so we can put it up on the screen?
I can.
Okay, cool.
Well, I don't know about I hate her.
Okay, well,
But the other one,
you want
Carmen,
me to bleep the name out?
I don't. No, it's okay. It's all right.
We'll just bleep that name out.
We'll bleep, yeah.
And if the shoe fits,
Put it on. Put it on. Anyway, so they helped me with my first show. Now, the Saturday before Tuesdays at New Beginnings was where I started in
Okay.
Johnson City.
was that a talent night?
Yes.
Okay.
Tuesdays were our talent nights.
Back in the 90s.
Back in the 90s, Tuesdays were our talent nights, hosted by Sable Chanel and Jacqueline St. James. They would alternate weeks.
Okay. Sable Chanel, legend.
Yes, former Miss Gay US of A, and Jacqueline St. James, my drag mother, former Miss Gay US of A at large.
Yes, awesome, amazing.
91 and 93.
Nice family roots you got there.
Yes, I come from good stock. I'm so blessed.
So did they teach you any lessons, or did they just show you how to put makeup on? What was the dynamic there?
Really, I just, I like to watch. As soon as I could, I kind of worked my way backstage. I would come and for a couple of years after I graduated high school, I would go to the bar and just hang out, and I loved the shows. Sable Chanel was the first live drag queen that I saw. I'd seen RuPaul back when she came out with Supermodel and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I had seen that, and probably Divine and some stuff like that. But a real live drag queen, my boyfriend took me out on I think it was a Tuesday or sometime during the week, and Sable was hosting.
And you were like, I want to do that.
Secretly, yes.
Secretly. You didn't want anybody to know.
Secretly, I was like, oh my God, this is fabulous. But it's, and you probably could identify with this, I've always done drag. I have always been a performer.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, all those Janet Jackson videos and Michael Jackson and all that stuff back in the 80s and all that, me and my cousins, we would learn those routines to all those music videos.
Yes.
And I used to, when I was tall enough, I've always been tall, but I would stand behind the vacuum cleaner, and that was my microphone, and
Well, there you
we would perform for each other.
Yeah.
And sometimes the adults too, but we would just perform for each other. I would have my record player or a boombox or whatever, and we would just put on performances.
Yeah. I didn't get the dance gene. The closest I have ever come to dancing was the Macarena at a middle school dance.
Oh, the
Yeah. All right. And sometimes, whenever we choreograph productions and stuff like that, I'm not just like, let's just throw the Macarena in there.
Right.
See if anybody notices.
Yeah.
Do the hokey pokey, turn yourself around.
Right. Like I have rhythm, but like it takes me forever to learn choreography. Like
Yeah.
I have to do it like 1,000 million times for me to get it. And then once I got it, it's a confidence thing, I guess. But
So I was talking, and this is, totally kind of off subject or whatever. You're talking about that you have rhythm. I was talking to Janine the other day because she came to the brunch. And so after everybody was gone and everything, she and a couple of her friends were still there. And so I sat down and, had a quick little conversation with her. And we were talking about you a little bit. And we are both, she said that the music is in you. And like, I understand that from you showing me some of the things that you have produced on Logic and on your laptop and like music that you've done. And you have catalogs and catalogs of things. But then also when you are on stage, you can just see that with certain drag entertainers, you being one of them, that the music is inside of them.
God, yeah.
And you're feeling every moment, and it almost seems like you're not lip syncing, you're just part of the music that's going on.
Oh, yeah. You could, if you're on the front row, you could probably hear me. Just depending on what it is, I do like actually sing with the music.
Yeah. And that's, that type of stage presence is something that you can't teach. Now you can, can teach somebody to sew or teach somebody to style a wig or teach somebody to do makeup, but you cannot teach them a stage presence.
No.
It's something that they have to develop and do. If a lot of times, if you don't already have it, you ain't going to get it.
Right. Yeah, and you're right. I'm glad you brought that up because there's a difference between you can go out and perform and lip sync and do all that kind of stuff, but then there's a person or another type of performer, such as yourself too, that it naturally is just you're a natural performer. You have musicality and it just oozes out of you.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. One thing that I've noticed about myself, and I don't want to take this interview off of you, but one thing that I've noticed about myself is if I'm having a weird day or a bad day or I'm feeling a little bit off, it always shows in my performance.
Oh, yeah.
I feel it.
Oh, yeah.
I can feel myself being awkward on stage.
Yeah.
So a lot of times it's about being in the right headspace and being surrounded by the right people. And I'm glad that I get to work with you because you always put me in a good mood, like with your jokes and the music that you bring to listen to backstage. So I want to thank you for that. So you started drag in 1998.
Yep.
Jacqueline St. James and Sable Chanel. They taught you how to do makeup or just kind of took you under their wing?
That makeup was just kind of trial and error. Like I kind of came from not so much Sable as Jackie. That's how she became my drag mother.
Yeah.
She wasn't the first person to paint my face, but Carmen and used to do that in probably like the first month or so. But they were taught by her, and they kind of made me do it. Like they would paint one side, and then I would have to paint the other, and then really I'm kind of a visual person too. So like I can just watch and pick up things, and then it's trial and error. What one queen can do, you might not necessarily can do it on your face,
right? Yeah.
So you just find ways to what works for you.
Accentuate your natural beauty.
Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome. So you have competed in several pageants, correct? Yeah. So let's talk about your pageant
my pageant
career
history.
And your pageant history. So what was the first?
Short.
What was the first pageant that you ever?
The first pageant I ever did was East Tennessee.
In Johnson City.
In Johnson City. It's our newcomer pageant there.
Yes.
And I want to say that was in 99 that year.
So that's definitely typical for it to be doing drag for a year and then to go do a newcomer pageant. Yeah. So how did you do well?
Well, there were two of us, me and Candace Cordova. I think she's retired. And I was a nervous wreck.
Yeah, of course, your first pageant.
I would love, Alan Trevor, if you're watching, I need for you to find that video. I need for you to dig in the archives and find that video cassette.
Yeah, put it on a DVD.
And put it on or that. Well, I can find it on VCR or something, because
that would be incredible if we had it and we could put it up.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, because
you're a nervous wreck. It's your first.
I was
pageant,
a nervous wreck, and
1999.
And my experience with that, like, I was basically by myself. All of my friends were helping Candace. Like, we were all, you know how the queens are. Everybody's kind of friends with everybody.
Yeah, or acquaintances.
And the group that I was hanging out with then, they all helped Candace. And, like, nobody helped me.
Was it because they thought you were that fierce of a competitor that you didn't need any help?
Yes. I don't know. She did... what talent? She did Industry from Beaches, Bette Midler. And they were all in that talent or whatever. So they were all kind of focused on that. And, like, nobody thought to, like, it was really kind of awkward backstage, because they were, like, all about
helping her. Yeah.
And then, like, I was
just over in your own little corner.
All over here, you know, where we're all friends. We're all buddies and, you know, hang out at the house all the time and stuff like that. And I was by myself.
Just over in the corner with her suitcase in the fetal position.
just
why do my friends hate me?
Right. Like, everybody was in her talent and was paying attention to her, except for our friend Christine, who I love so much. Merry Christmas from Mary Beth. She kind of teeter-tottered in between us, but everybody else was over there.
So, 2 questions. Did you win?
No.
And did you learn any lessons, or did it teach you anything valuable that you carry with you to this day?
Oh, I don't know about carried with me to this day, but well, it taught me about friendship.
That's a tough one too.
Yeah. They didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah.
And I didn't necessarily ask for help or anything like that.
Right.
Because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah.
I was like, I needed to do the pageant because I had been doing drag for a year by that point, over a year at that point.
Yeah, and you had already done all the talent nights and everything.
Yeah,
and so you're like ready to step it up to the next level.
Yeah, I think if I started in February, I think I got on cast in like May or something, May or June or something like that. I have a book, actually a performance record. I've kept track of all my songs.
Organized.
Yeah.
Said it before.
They're all written down. Actually, tonight was my 2,601 performance.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
That's how many times I've been on a stage.
That's insane.
2,601 times.
Do you keep all of your vehicle records too? for the oil changes and stuff like that?
No. I'm not that organized.
So are there any particular pageants that you've done that stick out in your mind that were just like,
oh God. When I finally decided to go to nationals, and I did Miss Tennessee US of A at large. That was in 2005.
Okay, 2005 Miss Tennessee US of A at large.
Yeah.
That's a prelim for US of A at large, correct? Yeah. Which is the pageant that Jacqueline had won. Okay.
Her and Maxie Houston. We need to mention Maxie Houston.
Okay.
She was the third. Well, actually, she's the 4th national title holder from Johnson City. Awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So how did Miss East Tennessee go? Do we have a video of that?
Of East Tennessee?
Yeah.
No. No video of East Tennessee.
I've been such a stickler. I have performances. Like, you write everything down, I record everything.
I wish I would have done that. Back in the day, back in the day, there were no camera phones.
Right.
Like, because
Right.
I kind of envy that with all the queens now, with this generation of girls, and because it's so visual and they're all on Instagram and
Yeah.
YouTube and all
Back
that kind
back
of
then, if you didn't have a one of those cameras
the
with the
freaking-
VHS tape in it,
right.
you had to
Right.
put the tape in.
You didn't have that, you're out of luck.
And-
Even taking Polaroids and like disposable cameras.
You had to take it to Walmart to get it developed.
Right, had to get it developed. I have a few of those, but I wish that I like even my first night in drag and then my first performance. I wish that had been captured.
So Miss East Tennessee at large.
Oh
how
no, just Tennessee US of A at large.
Tennessee US of A at large. So
Yeah.
how did you place?
Yeah, I
Did
won.
you- okay.
I think I won. I don't think I won gown, but I think I won interview. No, I did not win interview. I won talent though.
So your first pageant was in 1999,
Mm-hmm.
and you won your first prelim. Was this the first prelim that you had done?
Yeah. That's the first time I
So
did
six
nationals.
6 years after your first pageant, you started.
Decided to
you
go.
had bigger dreams and bigger visions, and you wanted
Yeah.
to do nationals.
I'm not a pageant girl.
Were any of those people that weren't there helping you at your first pageant there to see you at your second pageant? Or
I think my dear friend Richie was. I feel like. I think. Maybe he wasn't there for East Tennessee, but East Tennessee was in June of '99, and then Miss Tri-Cities was in November of '99,
Okay.
and that's the pageant that I won.
Okay.
So that knocked me out of the eligibility to come back and do East Tennessee.
Yeah, right.
Which is why I'm not a triple
Crown holder.
I got knocked out. I
Well-
decided to do I want to say that I did New Beginnings that year.
So you won the prelim. So how was nationals? Did you place at nationals?
Oh God, national! That was so much fun. I didn't place, but I won talent in my group.
That's awesome.
Yes, and I got best production, like overall best production.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was.
Are there any videos of that?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
Yes, I have videos of that. Yeah, that whole experience, like I decided to do it, and I had never felt a certain synergy and like the planets were aligned, if that makes sense. Like it was the right time. Everything fell into place. Like the talent idea, putting the talent together, me getting again, like doing the prelim fell in my lap too, and then winning the prelim, like it all just all the ducks just got in a line.
It's amazing that you didn't place, but you still feel that positive.
Oh yeah, we
about
had
the
so
experience.
much fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kitty Litter was the reigning that year,
Okay.
and she's a dear friend, and I love her so much. I haven't seen her in, gosh, I don't know how long. I think she lives in. She's from St. Louis in Missouri, and she was. I got to work with her several times while she was Miss at Large, and she was just so wonderful and just so nice and fabulous, and she made us all feel great. And even Miss Gayo Save stepped in and was there too. Tamisha Iman from Atlanta, and she's a sweetie pie too. And they just made the experience so great for us, as a national title holder should do.
That's awesome. I think it's always a good thing when someone can, go to a competition and compete and lose, and then still look at the positive side of things, not being mad that they lost or feeling entitled to winning and all of that, but really just taking away the good parts from it.
Yeah. Of course. We all had a great time. And the reality is that there can only be one winner.
Right.
There's going to be 29 losers.
I just want to say, Ondreah, that it's been a total pleasure getting to know you a little bit better and talk to you about your backstory and stuff like that. Is there any word of wisdom that you want to leave to the younger generation?
On a serious note, it's drag. So, okay, let's broaden it. Do what the you want to do. It's your life. You have a short amount of time on earth. You really do. And don't waste it. I found a meme today that I posted on my Instagram, and it says, if you're not doing what you love, then you're wasting time. And I resonated with that, and I've seen it before, but like, I don't know, like today it just resonated, and I felt like I needed to share that, and so I want to share that now. Yeah, like if you're not doing what you love, you're wasting your time. And I've done that before. I've wasted time not working on my music and not doing stuff that I wanted to do in drag and you know, things like that. And once I've done stuff like that, like it, you know, it came to fruition, and you know, and it was a success. So just be yourself. It's drag. There's no rules to drag. There are no rules to drag. If you feel like you need to put on some makeup and heels and a green wig and, you know, lime green tights, and fucking do it, because there are people that would love to do what we do and don't have the balls to do it.
Yeah. Well, on that note as well, if you're not doing what you love and you're wasting time, also you're wasting time being bitter and being hateful, and you know, things happen. Let it roll off your back and move on.
Yes.
And if that person or that situation isn't serving you, you don't need it. So,
child, don't get me on this couch. I got the preaching. And my last piece of advice that I always say, listen, if they ask you to take your top off, please get the money first.
Get the money first. And we're going to leave you with that. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, and share it. Share a smile.
Share it is Karen. Share a
Champagne
smile.
would say, share a smile.
That's correct. Bye, guys.
Oh, Leah, we want to thank him for watching, don't we? We want to thank him for watching. We want to thank you so much for watching Home with Hannah today. If you haven't already liked, commented, or subscribed, make sure you do that. Also, share it with your friends so that they can get to know us a little bit better as well. Please join us next week. We will not be doing the regularly scheduled interview. We have a big Christmas special coming up featuring myself and some of my best drag friends as well. So make sure you check that out next Monday, December 21st at 7 o'clock. And until next time, stay safe.